Come hither, children of the Wind Mother, and I shall tell you the tale of the silver perch, and how its sister isle yet hangs in the sky. Long ago, in the southern lands of Val'daeran, beyond the lands of men and lizard folk, dwelt Lynuria's isle, one filled with light and plenty, beloved by the Wind Mother, and ruled by one said to be born in her very image, with eyes radiant as the moon, smile as playful as a song, and skin as fair as a summer cloud. Fair and wise was she, and all rejoiced under her guidance and benevolence. But as the Silver Queen beheld her realm, a strange sight caught her eye, for she thought she saw one of her kin paying respect to one of the beast folk, their fur clad in glittering jewels and fine woven silk. "Who are they to command the respect of my people with paltry coin?" she scoffed. "We, who know the ancient secrets of the world, need not bow to a mere peddler of wares." Though she quickly dismissed the sight as a trick of the rising dawn, the blessed moonlight in her eyes dimmed and began to wane. Next, she espied a human youth instructing the children of her people in the ways of magic, as they listened with eyes wide in wonder and ears pricked forward with awe. "Who are they to instruct ones as wise as we?" she fumed. "We, who live beyond the age of countless mortals and have dwelt on the land centuries more." As she hurried on in the noonday light, no longer did her smile grace those she beheld. Yet time, too, insisted on a slight, as an unsightly gray crept into her fair locks. "What use for life so long have we," she shrieked, "if we are but cursed to lose the flower of youth?" Fleeing the falling dusk into her lightless chamber, her spirit refused to be comforted, as her alabaster skin began to age, the isle's ever-present breeze failing to bring her comfort with its gentle embrace. A year she sorrowed, and a year she raged, as then a year of silence fell upon the halls. Then emerged she from her chamber dark, her countenance that of a storm. Declaring the folly of her realm for all to hear, she raised a dagger, pitch as night. "No more shall we bow our heads to others weaker than we," she crowed, as the blade carved into her flesh. "No longer shall fools be suffered to live," as dark magic roared forth from her lips. "And no longer shall death hold sway," she hissed, as madness took hold of all who beheld her gaze. The madness grew as elves slew those not of their kind, their hands forever stained by the blood of innocence, eyes glowing with the dark power they craved. For 3 days and nights the cries of the fallen traveled on the west wind, to testify to the distant Wind Mother of her children's sin. On the eve of the 3rd, the howling winds of Lynuria's isle came to her, the pained gale recounting the treachery of those it held aloft. No longer could the Wind Mother ignore the supplication of those who sought the hunter's bow to aid against so great an evil as this. She bade the southern clouds hide the sun from her wayward children. Her command carried upon the wind and sky, the ever-clear skies of the silver perch, became as black as the hearts of the elves below. The queen's outrage gave cause for her to cry out against the cloud. "How now does the sky raise itself against those beloved of the wind? Know you not of the ancient pact made to these isles?" The cloud sighed in reply to the proud elven queen. "Turn now from your banished masters, for the Wind Mother forever grants the winds of grace to all those who would repent and confess their guilt." Her face darkened with hate as she railed against the cloud, fire in her eyes and curses on her lips. "What use have I for a mother who would while away her days in lands far distant? Nay, I shall not turn. I shall rise above the heavens and claim for myself that which she would deny." "That which you seek would lead to your ruin," rumbled the cloud. repent of this desire, lest you be forever found wanting, and your mother's breath leave you." Foul magics poured forth from the fool queen's lips as she sought to bind the cloud to her will. Yet, as the dark rites swirled about, the blessed wind of the isle despaired and withdrew from beneath the queen's realm. No longer did her kingdom dwell within the Wind Mother's embrace, as the sea welcomed those now fallen from grace. Swift fled the sorrowing wind to Bastile's isle, caring not to dance among the trees or waters below, till it did reach Bastile's ear. "How comest you with such sorrow?" wondered the king. "What news of my sister do you bring to me?" "Your sister did give herself to folly," groaned the gale, "and demons dance for glee at the rash bargain." Swift then did the king bid the west wind carry his plea to the Wind Mother. "Grant mercy to those who have sinned, great Mother Hunter," begged the king, "for long is the night you have condemned my kin." "The hunt shall not be undone," came her reply, "for none can bid the arrow return once it has been loosed. Your people may yet be spared, should your sister's daughter be put to the sword." "Why must this be so?" cried the astonished king. "Is not my sister's wrong her own?" "The mother has poisoned the mind of the child, and she too seeks that which was forbidden. Ruin shall also be your legacy, lest you shoulder this task." Then sorrowfully did the king seek the wayward child, bidding the winds of his isle to rend in pieces the herald of doom, and cast her to the sea below. Forever shut then were the king's eyes, to bear forever the burden of her death. Yet he did praise the great Wind Mother for her loving gale, and forevermore would he and his worship the Venator, and none else, lest the sky grow dark, and the sea welcome their descent.